All right, guys, welcome back to the channel. This video comes from the Grassroots Army and is titled Mom Gives Gut-Wrenching Testimony to a School Board Regarding Her Trans Son. Now, like I said, this video comes from the Grassroots Army. Shout out to them for all the work that they doing bringing these videos to the internet, and I'm going to keep bringing them to you. Now, this video starts off a little bit slow, but gut-wrenching testimony is very accurate, so I'm going to let her get it off her chest, and I'll be here to talk about it at the end. All right, let's get into it.
My name is Linda Mullins, and I live in Franconia. I would like to address some concerns within the district. The picture I have with me tonight is a picture of my daughter when she entered 9th grade here at Satterton. As a teacher myself for 12 years, I taught math, I taught science, all the necessary things that a child needs when they're in school. But more than that, I taught children to be strong and courageous, to be confident, to think for themselves. So I looked up some facts and research about how many times you have to repeat to someone something before they begin to believe it. And the facts tell us, and the research in science tells us, that for a child to believe something, you have to tell them 14 times before they start to believe it. For adults, it's only 7 times before they start to believe it. So my child entered 9th grade here at Satterton. She wanted to be a camp counselor at a Christian camp. It was her dream for 3 or 4 years. This was my daughter in 9th grade. By the end of the year, 3 of the teachers that she had in her classrooms were repeating things to her. She began cutting herself. She became depressed. By the end of the school year, she was also calling herself by a different name. This parent was not informed of these things. I came in for an open house for art, and I saw her name was something different. I am her parent, and as a parent, I should be informed of these things. This is a mental health issue that needed to be addressed. Throughout the years, we had many conversations, many discussions. So her second year, under the disguise of a fundraiser, one of the teachers
Sorry, Ms. Molly, you have 15 seconds. I'm sorry.
who was encouraging her in these behaviors also took these children and had their heads shaved for a fundraiser so they'd look more like what they identified with. I just want to say that here I am today, and my child has now removed her breasts, is taking testosterone. This causes atrophy. It causes the muscles in her vagina to collapse to the point of incontinence. But these are not the facts that anyone shares with you.
I'm sorry.
And it only takes 14 times for a child to start believing this. I'm asking this board to be monitoring what your teachers are saying to these children. I am asking you that these parents do not have to suffer through this like I have.
Thank you.
Thank you.
No, it's a shame that, she went off to a Christian camp and this happened to her, but as we know, this can happen anywhere. And, there's so much video evidence now out there, thanks to, certain accounts like Libs of TikTok and even the smaller ones that just push out stuff, and reaction channels like mine that react to things. We see these teachers implementing their thoughts and trying to instill their thoughts into young and impressionable children. It is actually a thing. This woman was a teacher. She taught, and like you said, she taught math, science, reading, writing, arithmetic, the basics, the things that you actually need. So I'm sure that she had a sort of trust in educators that that nothing like this would happen to her daughter. Society at large already has it out for children. She said you only got to hear something 14 times. A kid will hear something 14 times that they don't need to be hearing in one day at school, or in 1 hour on the phone, or even in 30 minutes on their phone on TikTok or Instagram or whatever app they may be having, while their parent isn't monitoring what they're seeing. So in today's academic climate, where you not only have, where the world isn't only a dangerous place for your children, school used to be a safe place. I remember growing up, you would hear stories of kids who, would get in trouble outside or whatever, and school was one of the places where they could, go to get away from that trouble, maybe play a sport, join a club, do something, to keep them away from danger. School's supposed to be a safe place where you just go to learn, but now you send your kids away to school and you don't know how they're going to come back. Her child literally came back after the 9th grade that summer a totally different person. And the fact that the teachers have managed to get this girl to believe that she's in the wrong body or not adhering to her correct gender, the fact that they managed to do that and didn't even once share with her parent that she was feeling this way. They kept the whole thing a secret. They colluded together against the parent. And this is something that I literally spoke about in a video, I think a week ago before I left to Seattle, about how in this new climate, you see it's kids versus, kids being pitted against parents, and parents being pitted against kids and their teachers. Teachers and parents nowadays are not on the same side, and this in a lot of cases, and this story is a true testament to it. And my message to parents, because I don't have any kids yet, my message to parents is to just be as active as you can. School choice isn't a big thing in blue states like where I'm at. And some people just can't afford to send their kids to a quote unquote nice school. But even if you have to send your children to public school, just be as hands-on as you can, because trust me, growing up in school is not the same as it used to be. The society at large and a lot of these teachers are doing a huge detriment to kids. And yeah, again, my advice to parents is just to be as hands-on as possible, and go to those school board meetings, be heard, and just ask a lot of questions, because trust me, there's so much that your kids are going through at school. It's so much that your kids aren't telling you about school. Trust me, because they may not feel comfortable to tell you. It may be teachers in your child's ear telling them, yeah, I know your parents don't believe in you switching your gender ideology, but it's the right thing to do, and blah, blah, blah. Just be very attentive, be hands-on, and be careful, because it's a dangerous place out there. And, if society ain't gonna guide your children the right way, and the school ain't gonna guide your children the right way, the only thing holding, maintaining the stronghold and holding them up really is you, and the discipline and the morals, values that you instill in them. And all you can do is pray to God that those morals and those values will last, so that your kid can grow up and become the great person they were really meant to be. All right, but that's it for my little speech. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Leave a comment on this down below. Till next time, you guys, I'm out of here. Peace.